So we're going to take you now through how to build questions on the questions page. It's helpful to start here at what all of your attendees would see, and that way we can work backwards. So the questions page really lets you ask whatever it is you'd like of your guests, and you get them to answer that, and then all the answers come in Excel, so you don't have to type any information in. And you can ask, what you'll see here and what I'm going to take you through is a conference where you ask people all sorts of information. So let's take a look. Everybody by default gets asked their first and their last name, so that gets attached to each registration. And for each order, there's also an email, so you don't need to ask those questions specifically. Then for the conference, we've added one here. What session on Monday AM would you like to attend? There's 4 different choices. You can see you can choose only one of them. What session on Friday PM would you like to attend? This is a drop-down selection. And again, there's the options that you get to choose. Would you like a tax receipt to be prepared for this purchase? So here you actually get to select multiple if you'd like, and that comes up in Excel. And a how did you hear about us field. And this was for basic conference registration. You can see that here. But there's 3 different categories of registration. So there's one also that includes 2 nights of hotel booking. And for that, the questions are the same. And then there's a third one, which is adding annual membership to Financial Planning Boston Club. So this was while you're buying your registration to the conference, why don't you add on annual membership to the Financial Planning Club? And you can have all sorts of add-ons. And for this, you wouldn't really want to ask the questions about AM and PM, what sessions to attend, because it's a membership. So you can see that those questions are gone for people that are purchasing the financial planning membership. So let's press back here. This was on preview to see how it looked, and let's see how you actually build this. So this is the screen that you started with, and you can see there's a number of questions going down here. So the first question was, what session on Friday morning would you like to attend? So the question text itself is here. The answers, so that were the possible answers. So these were the sessions on Friday morning, are all in this text box here. And you can see that this is select one from a list. So this was being able to only select one of these. You can't select multiple sessions on Friday morning. Here you can see you can specify if you want the question required or not. So we're going to make this question required. And also, what guest categories would you like to ask this question? So here you're going to ask anyone that registers for basic conference registration or for conference registration plus 2 nights of hotel booking. But you don't really want to know, you don't want to have this question asked to anyone who's buying only an annual membership. So that's why it's unchecked here. So then the second question going down, this would be a pull-down menu, and this is for the Friday PM session. And again, it's the same format. You choose the type of question here, so you can see all the options. So this is a pull-down menu. What session on Friday PM would you like to attend? That's the question, and the possible answers are here on the right. And again, it's a required question. It's going to be asked of people who are attending the conference and not getting membership. Now let's look at if people would like a tax receipt. So this was the one where you could check multiple boxes. So that's select all that apply category. And here it says, would you like a tax receipt to be prepared? And the possible answers. And you can see that they're separated by semicolons here. So you put an answer, semicolon, next answer. You can have an unlimited number of answers. This one is not required. And this one would be asked of anyone who's attending a conference or getting a membership to the club. Then there was that big box that asked about how did you hear about us? So again, that question type here has been selected as a large text box. And the question is, how did you hear about us? And there are no possible answers. In fact, this field is disabled because it's a free text field where people enter whatever it is that they want about how they heard about you. Of course, you could switch it to one of these select modes. Select one, select all that, one that applies, select all that applies, or a pull-down menu, and then you could pre-specify answers, and you could say, local advertisement from a friend, a referral, etc. But here we're just leaving it open for people to say whether or not how they heard about us, and it's not required, so people do not need to fill anything in there. And that was the 4 questions. But let me add one question for you so you see how that works. So let's add a question that says, did you attend the event last year? So if we drop down here, there's some common questions like messages, ride, hotel, address. So here, for example, we click address. it automatically says please enter your address, and it has all of the fields required. So if you need people's address, it's as easy as that. But here we're asking a question that's customized. So we have to go down to the custom questions, and here you select the question type. So for did you attend last year, we're going to have answers yes or no. And really it can't be yes and no, it has to be one or the other. So we can use a pull-down menu, because there you can only select one. We have the yes or no as being the two selectors. Select all that apply lets you select multiple, but we don't want people to select both yes and no. So this is not an appropriate question. A small text box lets people write in whatever they'd like. It actually looks exactly like up here where please enter your address is located. But here people could write yes or Y or whatnot, and it'd be harder to sort in Excel if you were to sort by yes or by no. So that's why I think it's better to pre-specify answers with something like a pull-down menu, or you'll see lower down a select one from a list. Those are the radio buttons where people can only select one. Numeric value gives you a text field just like a small text box, except it forces it to be a number. So here's where you ask, if you need age or if you need other things and you want to make sure that you get a number, you can have that as your type of question. Rank order asks people to take whatever the answers are and rank them 1 through 5, 1 through 3, so you can force people to say, instead of which conference do you want, which session would you like to attend the conference, you can ask them, what is your preference for the Friday AM? Rank your preferences for the Friday AM sessions. And you get people to rank 1, 2, 3, and that may be more helpful for you. Select one from a list, like I said, are these radio buttons. A large text box is a free form that is just a lot bigger than one line, which was the small text box, and that was what was there under earlier. We saw that under how did you hear about us. Address is the same thing as above, and other is a free text, is a small text box as well. So here let's do select one from a list. You can see that please enter your address text will go, and we'll say, did you attend the conference last year? And the possible answers are yes, semicolon for the next one, no, and no semicolon at the end. Now, should we require people to answer this question? No. Let's keep it unchecked. But let's only ask people who are coming to the conference, so let's uncheck the annual membership. And then you can press preview to see it, or just save and continue to keep going to the layout page. But let's preview it just so you guys get a sense for how it looks. So here now, you can see what we had before, which is basic conference registration. Ask the names. This is the select one from a list. It's Friday AM session. The Friday PM is a drop-down. The tax receipt is a select all that apply. How did you hear about us is a large text box. And here we added the radio button, select one from a list. Did you attend the conference last year? And you're going to see that question will apply to basic conference registration. And if we go down, it'll also apply to the conference registration for those 2 nights hotel booking. But it probably will not apply down below. Here it is. So add annual membership to Financial Planning Boston Club. So if you're happy with that, you go ahead and press continue. And if you're not happy and you want to edit it, you press back. And what you should remember is that all the people signing up will fill in these forms, and then alongside their payment, which will come to you automated through the system or by check if you've selected the check option, you'll also, when you download the attendee list, you'll get the names, the number, their email, which they were forced to enter, and then you get all the fields that you asked for here entered into Excel, so you don't need to do any manual typing. Good luck!